Well, good morning. Today is Sunday, November 1st. Did you get that extra hour of sleep? I just got up an hour earlier than I normally do because I still sleep the same amount of hours. It's just I wish they would make up their mind. Leave it one time or the other. I'm just tired of all this, get my body readjusted to everything. Because now I've realized that before, when I ate my lunch at 1 o'clock, if I wait till 1 o'clock now, it's really going to be 2 o'clock. So they've thrown my whole body schedule off. I have to really adapt. But some people got an extra hour for their birthday today. Kirsten S. at Toots 1164. She gets an extra hour for her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kirsten. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. A whole extra hour. I do the whole month. Just think I could have had an extra hour. But I don't want them to change the clocks anymore. I want them to keep them the same. Just do that. Just keep them the same. I don't know how we got to get that passed. I know in Indiana and I think Arizona, I think, are the only two states. But I could be wrong. But it's just like, come on. Let's just get over it. But Martha Porter said, Sandy, are you trying to take an hour away from my birthday today? I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about in the future. Because your birthday isn't always fall on the day after daylight savings time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Martha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, Nancy said, well, since we have extra hour, don't forget me. And I didn't forget you, Nancy. Nancy Smith Pashugin. P-A-S-H-U-G-I-N. Pashkin. Pashkuin. Well, Nancy, you get a song, even though I'm messing up your name. It wouldn't be a birthday song if I didn't mess up somebody's name. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nancy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. So, I have an extra hour today to stay on plan. Because I'm really proud of myself. I did really well yesterday. I did really, really well. I made my own nachos Bel Grande for dinner. And I have to tell you, it was just as good, if not better, than Nacho Bell at Taco Bell. It really was good. It really, really was. And then I had my two little Hershey Specials, candies. I just savored those. They were so good. Because I've come to the realization, I've worked too hard. I've come too far to slow down now. I am so close, so close. And I really feel, even before I went to my church services, because I already went to my church services because I was already up an hour earlier. They're on YouTube, so I can attend them at any time I want. I really think that when I was in bed this morning before I got up saying my prayers, that God spoke to me and told me what I need to do this month. I really, truly, I'm very strong in my faith and I make no apologies for it, and I don't care if you want to make fun of me for it. I don't really care. I just know that if you really listen, sometimes you can hear him talking to you. I mean, we get all caught up in our humble bumble, like the daily things of life, and we just don't sit down and listen. But I think if we just take a half a second to listen, we can hear him talking to us. And he spoke to me this morning, and I really feel that my 7 pounds is just not that far away from coming off. So I have to trust in the Lord, but also trust in myself to know I'm going to make some right choices. Because you know what? You got to believe in yourself first. I've always said this. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anybody else to believe in you? And I really do believe that I'm going to do it this time. I don't know. I think maybe because I'm on a high from yesterday, being so good yesterday. I think that because weekends, I don't know why. I just wish I could figure it out. I wish I could figure out why weekends are so bad for me. When I worked in retail for a long time, I worked in retail for 13 years. I never, hardly ever had weekends off. And when I worked in retail, I would work an early weekend, which would be like you'd work Saturday when I was a manager. When I was just a peon worker, I worked every weekend. But when I became a manager, I know my voice sounds froggy. It's just with the weather changing and stuff like that, it's just how my voice. I'm not sick or anything like that. It's just my allergies kicking in and the seasons changing and my sinuses and all of that. But anyway, when I became a manager, I had what they would call you had an early weekend, a late weekend, and an off weekend. And an early weekend is you would work Saturday as a manager, I worked like 8 to 5. And then on the late weekend, you would work Saturday 12 to 9, and then you'd work all day Sunday. But then the following weekend, you'd have that weekend off. And when I was transferred, which is a whole nother story, out of the store I was in, because I was the manager of the men's department in the Mount Clemens store, and I got transferred against my will, because usually they ask if you want to be transferred, and it was just a whole situation that my manager was having an affair with somebody, and they wanted her to be in the store with him, and the only way he could do it was to move me out, because she was the manager of the men's department in the Southfield store. And so he moved me out with no notice and just told me I had to move. And then I went to the women's department, which was like twice the size of the men's department, and I was ill-equipped for it. I did fall into place and learn it, but my best friend Kathy, who was the manager of the Sterling Heights women's department, helped me out tremendously. So anyway, it was like a thief in the night. I got moved, and I went in there, in the department I was going in had been without a manager for the longest time, and the workers weren't really the strongest workers, and there was a big like a turnover of employees, because there was just no direction or anything like that. And so when I got there, I was starting with a whole new staff. I was new. I thought, what better thing to do? So I brought all the people that I had in with me, and I made a couple of them full-time people because they got benefits that way. And I picked out my core group, and then I had them pick, and as a manager, you had a set day off. One of the reasons that they had a hard time keeping employees in this particular store was because a lot of them depended on taking cabs or taking the bus, and so they didn't have a reliable source of transportation. They had to count on friends driving them, and so I had a meeting, and I had them all decide what they wanted to work. I told them all to pick a day that they wanted as their day off, and that would be their day off every week. So there was no need for them to call in sick because they had to make an appointment for something. They had a day off that they knew they could do it. And then I also had them pick an early, late, and off weekend, and work from there. So I took it all in, and it just worked out so well, because the people that asked for a certain day off, it fell into that I could do it. It was not a problem. And so and I did it, and my productivity and my went way up. My absentee went way down, and my profits in my department went up, and it was just like I passed all my like reviews and stuff like that, and it was just. And it just brought me back to, like, if you treat people right, then you know what, they're going to pay you back. They're going to treat you right too. And I've told this too, is I always told them, they always got so upset because the clientele that we dealt with there a lot of times wasn't the nicest clientele, and they were really like bullies and stuff. And the management always just kind of gave in to the customer, because they always thought that the customer's always right. And to a certain extent, the customer isn't always right. And I know that I shouldn't say that, but it's true. Anyway. So I always told my employees that when they wanted to give because they weren't allowed to give refunds over a certain amount, or if there wasn't a receipt or something, I said, if the people are coming in and they're treating you properly with respect, page me as Sandy, and I will back you up and I will give them their refund, whether I think they need it or not. If you really think that they deserved it, I will give it to them. But if you think that they talked to you really poorly and didn't treat you with any respect, page me as Sandra, and they will have to go to the store manager. And trust me, for the first couple weeks, I got paged as Sandra quite a bit, and I think it was just they were testing me. But I stood by it, and told them that they, like the people, if you don't like it, you can go to the store manager. And a lot of times the store manager overrode me, but I didn't care. I was trying to show the people that worked for me that I had their back. So But this all leads back to, for 13 years, I didn't have weekends off. And so I just would go crazy, you know, like, oh, I got a weekend off, yay, you know, whatever. But then I started in my other job as a mailroom clerk, where I worked there for almost, 15 years, something like that. And I had every weekend off. So it's like, until I retired in 2013, I had every weekend off. So why weekends are my downfall, I can't begin to tell you. I really can't. I just don't know. It's just like, part of the thing I think is that because Saturdays are the day I weigh in, and so I think, oh, you know what? I weighed in on Saturday, I can go crazy today and tomorrow. A lot of people have suggested changing my weigh-in days. You know, even when my weigh-in days were on a Monday, I just went crazy on Tuesday and Wednesday, or Monday and Tuesday, you know. One Weight Watchers I joined was a Wednesday night. I went crazy Wednesday and Thursday, or like when I got home, I went crazy Thursday and Friday because it was on a Wednesday night. So changing the day is not going to matter. It's changing the mindset. That's what I need to do, is change the mindset. And a lot of times I think another reason I go crazy on the weekends is because I go crazy on the weekends and then I got to spend all Monday through Friday making up for it. And so I really am depriving myself of eating what I want to eat a lot of times because I've gone so crazy on the weekends. And if I would just rein it in on the weekends, that during the week I could have whatever I wanted and I wouldn't have to feel like I was sometimes thinking I'm depriving myself of something that I can't have because, you know what, you went crazy on the weekends. And so on Saturdays, and after I get weighed, I think, oh, I can have all this stuff I didn't have all week, and then piling it all in, and Monday comes and I go, why did I do that? Well, you know what? Monday's going to come and I'm going to think, you know what? You know, maybe one day this week you might want to just go get a scoop of ice cream up over at Baskin Robbins. But you know, you did really well Saturday and Sunday. You know, you can do it. Go have a scoop of ice cream. But my thought is, I can also say, you know what? You don't have to deprive yourself this week because you did really well this weekend. But why do you want to go and have some ice cream when you're doing really well? Do you really need that ice cream? So I'm hoping that that's going to be my mindset this week. I am going to try to also eat more vegetables this week, cut back a little bit on my fruit. I am going to take to heart my meeting highlight yesterday and check out my portion sizes. Is that what we talked about yesterday? It was like so long ago, just yesterday. But, and I know my why, because that was the week before. But, you know, like it told us like to measure out stuff and see how much it really was. And I really am going to do that this week because I'm not going to measure out my vegetables. But I think I'm going to measure out my fruit because I know fruit's good for you, but you know, like anything, everything that you think is good for you can still be bad for you if you go overboard with it. And that's not my plan. That's just not my plan. So I just have to believe in myself because I tell you guys all the time, believe in yourself. So I need to start following my own advice, and I need to do as I say and do as I do. Better. I can do better. I know I can do better. But look at my, you know, and I'm thinking I should go get a haircut now because with all the numbers going up, that they're going to start closing things down again. I can see that. I can see the future, and I can see it closing down. But anyway, Tuesday, go and vote. If you haven't already voted, I already voted. I didn't get a sticker though. I did an absentee ballot, but we went to the clerk's office to turn them in. And in my envelope there was a little sticker that says I voted absentee, but I threw the envelope away and I didn't keep my sticker. You know, who would think that little tiny little sticker makes a difference? But I did vote. And I just want everybody, whoever you vote for, I don't care, vote. Because I think that after the election then you can't say, oh, my candidate didn't get in, that's not fair. Well, if you didn't vote, you know, that's kind of like on you too. So it's your civic duty. It really is. You know, like some things, you know, like you got to track, but you also got to vote, because you want to have people in there to represent you. And the only way you're going to do it is by voting. There's so many people that don't have that privilege. So vote. Okay. Going to stay on track. Going to have healthy foods today. I'm going to watch some TV, read a little bit more, and just believe in myself, because I've come too far to come this far. 7 more pounds. And once I get to 7 pounds, you won't hear me well, no, I have to get to Wonderland. Then you'll stop hearing me saying all that crap. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it if you think somebody might like to see it. As always, stay safe.